Why are you laughing? Now I'm going to talk about why am I laughing? As I was walking, just having to rush so fast. There's a chap just puffing away. It's absolutely foul smell of smoke, chemicals. Back street or front street, I've no clue, but whatever it is, he's fouling himself and fouling the air and everybody around who are having to breathe. And anyhow, this is what happens to nations that was crippled by these horrible smoky stuff that was introduced to the population. Have you heard of the Opium Wars? In the old times, the colonies that went to South America, to Asia, managed to conquer by giving people these horrible stuff to smoke. But they have been smoking this stuff anyway. But it was introduced to the farmers, to the entire population. By doing so, you created a population that is crippled in their mind, crippled in their consciousness, crippled in their responsibility, crippled in health, crippled in every way, shape you could imagine, and particularly the health itself. So, with that, when you have a population so their faculties have been dampened down, or faculties have been reduced to bare minimum, you can simply get them to do whatever you wish to do, right? So they conquered. So they built, extracted, and exported, and made empires. And they made castles, palaces. Everything was raining down with gold and silver. And in turn, converted all the populations to believe in different faiths, different ideologies, and different belief systems, and confused the hell out of them. And doing so, you managed to rule the planet. Ruling the planet is not what you want. Ruling the human consciousness is what you really want. And that's exactly what happened. And now, everybody wants to, as you can see, everyone wants to, it's reversing. If you look at Central America, South America, the nations are absolutely riddled by all of this. And in the old times, the Far East was conquered by imperial powers because the population was barely able to function. The entire populations were under the influence of horrendous, look at the background, folks, right? And so there's hardly anything to worry about. You don't have to wage wars or introduce anything. You can get the people most of them are just half asleep. And then when they wake up, they're shaking, shivering, so they go looking for more of this rubbish that they puff and smoke and think that they're enhancing life. Instead, they're simply reducing the function of human capabilities, human possibilities. And I thought maybe I'll share with you walking. I walked 38 kilometers so far, and long way to go. So what I'm saying is, in the next 5 to 10 years, the Western world that has been going on about introducing, legalizing this and the other to smoke, cafes being introduced in California, they will realize when their population starts smoking this stuff, the problems that are lying ahead is irreversible. In turn, people who have moved the population from all this stuff to education, enhancement in lifestyle standards, improving the poverty to affluence, the Asia has proven that they were crippled for almost 200 years by the European imperialism or European powers. And they have cleaned themselves up, smartened themselves up, brightened themselves up, improved their life standards far, far beyond and far greater than we could ever imagine, especially with the technology and all of the other advances that we have got on this planet. They're far more advanced and far more creative and far more enhanced than the so-called the first world. So we have a problem coming imminently. It's at our doorsteps, and you can see that what happened to the European nations that went to Latin America crippled those populations, decimated their values, decimated their cultures, decimated their way of life, and introduced so-called religious ideology, followed by alcohol, all this stuff. And those countries are paying a massive price, and people are flooding, looking for a better life. So they end up on the American border. Horrendous suffering, children, women, elderly. Why are we doing all of this? Just understand, why are we doing all of this? Is there a need for human beings to behave in this way anywhere on the planet? Particularly if you're a responsible and conscious human being, you will do what is absolutely necessary in this life, in this brief life that we have, and improve the life, upgrade the health and well-being, improve the very air we breathe, and create an environment that is worthy of, instead of going on about doing politics and religion, causing confusion, and doing all kinds of sad and most terrible trouble. It's not fair. It's not fair in any means for any human being to suffer. Suffering caused by intention, suffering caused by neglect, suffering caused by true intention to destroy. And for me, I find it very painful to find yourself struggling for that matter. I hope this video will one day be heard when the reality strikes in front of us. And whoever has the responsibility today, I invite you to step forward and whatever capacity you are doing, whatever you do in life, please see that every life is worth and significant here on this earth, and that it is our responsibility to make sure that we do our best in what we do to take care of this planet and all of the life that depends and exists here. Thank you.